What's good? What's good with y'all? What's going on? How everybody doing? I guess everybody enjoyed their weekend, and I guess everybody had a profitable week. Yesterday was late as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can tell that I'm still tired, bro. Like yesterday was late as fuck, but we saved that for later. What's good with y'all? It's your boy Harlan, and I'm back again with another video, man. That's gonna be my outlook. I couldn't find any better time than now. So we're gonna be on there, we're gonna tap in and we're gonna put in work, you feel me? So it's your boy Harlan. All I can say is, oh, I'm gonna just get straight to the point, you feel me? Like I'm gonna just get straight to the point, you feel me? So looking at the structure of the NAS, you can tell that like we're still in that downward move, but we potentially have something that we call a double bottom. You feel me? A double bottom is sometimes seen or known as a reversal, but most of the time it's just a pain signal which you just need to execute. So with that said, looking at the NAS, you can see that like our structure is still moving to the downside. You feel me? Like we said on our outlook, we're simply looking for price to react from some of these levels before we can look for continuations to the downside. Fortunately, we did get everything that we were anticipating. So what I can say is on my outlook, with this push and the double bottom, I can simply look for price to trade inside this very intraday support, inside this major support for continuation to the downside. Because looking at the past history, like price did but like push to the upside, your phone price did push to the upside, closing below the very same zone. So for confirmation of a double bottom, if you can at least get price trading inside the support reaches below and continue to the upside, that will be my take, my anticipation, or my move, or my signals for the week. But if we get a break of this one, retest to continue to the downside, your phone. So from the 4 hour, from the 4 hour, we do have a double bottom, boom, boom. But now on this very same zone, we're having price moving sideways to form. So with this sideways movement, I can't say anything and I will do anything from the 4 hour. So from the early time frame, yeah. So from the early time frame, we can tell the like price is trading on this very same zone. You form price is trading on this very same zone. So with this, all I can say it's I'll be looking for this or for that. You feel me? So that's my take on the NAS. There's nothing more, there's nothing much. We have a daily double bottom and we have a 4 hour correction and the hourly correction. Let's simply wait for a bullish or a bearish breakout to take continuation trades, either to the upside nor to the downside. Looking at gold from the 4 hour, on my outlook, ways the 31st. On my outlook, we did say that we're simply looking for continuations to the downside once we get a break below or continuations to the upside once we get a break back in our intraday support. But yeah, price did move the way it did until we had now price coming back inside this very same zone, anticipated a continuation to the upside. But I'm gonna try and break it down later on. Now we can tell that like on our current price, we're also having a double bottom and having price impulsively, and we have price impulsively pushing to the upside, breaking back in with the breakout and break back in of our support. So obviously, with that said, we all know from a push we need to exhaust before we can continue moving to the upside. So with this break back in, I'll simply wait for retest above for continuation to the upside. Or with this break back in, once price breaks out again, I'll simply wait for retest below for continuation to the downside. But all I can say is we're simply looking for a retest and continuation to the upside. The hourly time frame, yeah, we can't tell the like price didn't possibly push, but like we can't dispute that. We can't look for anything or anything else. Price didn't possibly push to the upside with no exhaustion phase. If only it was just a strong push phase. If only so. It was just a strong push fades. So all I can say is, bro, like from an uptrend, we need to have a downward before we can continue moving to the upside. So on gold, I'm simply looking for a retest above with price failing to break back in this racing zone for continuation to the upside. That's my take on gold for the week. I'm simply looking for continuation to the upside. Once we get that break, once we get that retest above from a break back in of a price breaking out and breaking in, we simply look for retest above, continuation to the upside. German 30. So German 30, we did indicate on our outlook that once price gets to this racing zone, let's start looking for big moves or short trades to the downside. You feel me? And fortunately, we did get them until price had a break of this bear channel. We had this bear channel until price breaking out, and we also have this intraday resistance or the support zone. Another that you can say it is we have price closing above the very same zone. So obviously, man, because I'm a breakout trader, or we are breakout traders, with price breaking out, retest to continue to the upside. Price broke out, retest to continue to the upside. That's my take from the 4 hour. So from the hourly time frame, let me just do this. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, because now price did close above this racing zone to end the week. All I can say is All I can say is because now price is having some sort of a double bottom, some sort of a double top from the hourly time frame. To indicate or to look for continuations to the upside, price needs to at least trade above this racing zone. There's candles and there's rejections. Like if you can get a trade above, I'd simply look for continuations to the upside. But once price breaks or fails to break and breaks back in, and breaks back in, closing below this very same zone, I'd simply indicate continuations to the downside. So that's my take on German daily. We're simply looking for a retest and a continuation to the upside. But if we get price failing to push to the upside, let's start looking for the big continuations to the downside. If only. So looking at German 30, US 30, US 30 is clean and is simple and is not that hard to trade. But it almost traumatized me in the coming week. Last week, if okay, so price had this correction. Price had this correction until we took some highs out with this rejection, bullish open and a big close. Now, now all I can say is, you feel me? I'm just looking for continuations to the downside. You feel me? Why am I looking for that? Because you can tell with this push and correction, price broke to the downside. Simply wait for retest, continuation to the downside. But if you can tell that we also have this potential correction wedge, we also have this potential bear flag. You feel me? This potential bear flag. What I can simply wait for is for break of the lows, retest for a continuation to the downside. From the hourly time frame, mm, from the hourly time frame, what's wrong with my network? Man, my network and shit so bad, bro. Like, yeah, we back. Okay, so from the hourly time frame, we can tell the like prices printing, price printed this low, printed this low, and we have price reacting off of this retest from this zone with some sort of a potential double bottom, double top. So all I can say is on my outlook, just to let everyone be safe from this zone, you can look for continuations to the downside. But let's see what happens when price fails or comes back to this very same zone. Once, what I can say is because I'm looking for price to break, retest, and continue to the downside, but because you're still up here, what I can say is let's simply look for a fail to break this very same zone to take continuation trades to the downside. That's my take on US 30. We're having a bear flag and we're having price retesting off of our support. You feel me? All I can say is let's simply wait for what for a retest. You feel me? For price to fail to break back Okay, let's simply wait for price to fail to push to the upside with this clean double top and look for continuations to the downside until price breaks the overall lower low for continuations to the downside. That's my take on German 30 on US 30. Looking at USD CAD, man, like NFB did some BS on NFP, bro. Like we can tell that like price was moving in the sideways movement. And I said with price moving sideways, simply to take we take sales on resistance and buys on support. The form you can tell the arrows, every arrow that you see to the upside indicating an upward move, that's a buy. Any indicator, any line or any arrow you see indicating a downward move, we're taking sales. But with this impulsive move to the downside, you form me. All I can say is on USD CAD. If now price will continue moving to the downside, I'll simply wait for price to break back in off of our major resistance before it can continue moving to the downside, or for price to react off of it, have some sort of bullish depletion, some sort of bear depletion off of the zone, and start looking for the bullish depletion or those continuations to the upside. Because now I understand how USD CAD is. USD CAD is not looking beautiful. It's not looking fantastic. We don't love it. I can see it, but we can tell that like price was getting some sales from our support, from our diagonal resistance, from this touches. Look at every touch. Look at every touch, you feel me? So what I can say is if price breaks back in, I'll wait for retest below for continuation to the upside. But if we get some sort of bear depletion and bullish momentum, I would simply look to take buys or long trades off of my retest of this major resistance for a new support to the upside. That's my take on USD CAD. So looking at Tesla, because those goes up on a Tesla, but the stocks goes, but okay, those go up on a Tesla, but our stocks keep going down on the market. So all I can say is price ended the week in our major support. You feel me? So all I can say is, bro, like from this push is an exhaustion, push, exhaustion, push, exhaustion, push. Or this will be a push and some sort of depletion. We simply look for continuations to the upside. So Tesla, I would say I'm waiting for a breakout of our support or that failed to break to take those continuation trades either to the downside nor to the upside. Looking at Bitcoin, I know that like I haven't breaking down, I haven't had a breakdown of Bitcoin in a long of cryptocurrencies in a long time. But so looking at current price, like I don't want to move to the hourly, I don't want to move to the 4H, to the daily, or to some sort of whatever time frame. But from this push, we're having a correction break, retest for continuation to the upside. So let me not say anything. Let me just do this. This will be my anticipation, or this will be my take for me. Ethereum, okay, Ethereum, we had price having this big channel until we had a breakout. So obviously now, with how now price is moving, man, there's nothing for me to do, or there's nothing for me to say. What I can say is let me just indicate the highs and the lows and just let price be for me. Because now price printed a high, printed a low, printed a high, came back to the previous high, and is sort of like reacting off of it. If price pushes back to this high, failing to break this high, let's start looking for continuation trades to the downside with what? This, that, this, and that, a potential M. That's my take on Ethereum. Not 4 hour, not daily, strictly the hourly time frame. Okay, so Litecoin, because a nigga live to lit, y'all know it, y'all know it, y'all know it. Because Litecoin, I see something like this. Bitcoin, I see something like this. Okay, so Bitcoin, we're having some sort of a potential bullish flag, some sort of a potential bullish channel. We're in a bullish channel, but I also see a falling wedge, but I also see a rising wedge. You feel me? But because we broke out, reacted of support, reacted of resistance. Okay, let me do this. We reacted on our support. We reacted on our key level. We reacted on our resistance. And all I can say is we broke out of those very same zones. Those three levels or those three zones, we broke out of them. But now because price is moving in this move, all I can say is, bro, like, all I can say is if price can now break out, retest, continue to the downside. But what would be the level I'll be looking for my continuation trades to the downside once price breaks this intraday support, I'll look for continuation trades to the downside. Looking at oil, last but not least, we're having oil. Oil, I always start off on the daily time frame because that's how it is. So on my outlook, there was nothing for me to say because price was still in a sideways move, you understand? But we can tell with this impulsive, with this bullish engulfing to break to end the week. All I can say is I'm looking for a reaction of the zone or for price to break back in the zone from the daily time frame. So looking at the 4 hour, I'm just trying to remove this. So from the 4 hour, we can tell that like price was having a bullish channel before until we had this breakout. So because now we're in our support slash resistance. Let me just say, if we can get now price breaking back in, retesting above, I'll look for continuation trades to the upside. But if price reacts off the zone and fails to break, we'll have a what? A clean double top to look for what continuation trades to the downside. So from the hourly time frame, so on oil, I can say my signal is from the hourly time frame. You follow me? My signal is from the 4 hour. I get my signal from the 4 hour. So oil, I'm looking for my signal from the 4 hour because price closed bullish. So all we can say is retest above, break and retest, or fail to break for continuation trades to the downside. That's my outlook. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for continuation trades to the upside, more to the downside on the NAS, on gold. On gold, I'm looking for straight continuation trades to the downside, to the upside. On German 30, its price, I'm looking for continuations to the upside. On 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 US 30, I'm also looking for continuation trades to the upside or to the downside with a fail to break. USD CAD, I can't say much. Tesla price, once price fails breaking support, let's look for continuation trades to the upside. And Bitcoin, looking for continuation trades. Okay, I didn't say much about Bitcoin. Ethereum, we're looking for continuation trades to the upside with a breakout. Continuation trades to the downside with a filter break. Litecoin, I'm looking for continuation trades or for that reversal to the downside. And on oil, I'm looking for continuation trades to the upside with breakout. Filter break, I'm looking for continuation trades to the downside. It's your boy Harlem. I miss y'all so much, like y'all miss me. That's my outlook. I've been waiting to drop it and I've been waiting to upload it because I had a late weekend. So there's nothing much for me to say and there's nothing much for me to do. Let's all have a profitable week. Let's put in work. Let's be consistent. Let's believe in ourselves and let's forever put in work and stay 1% better than what we were. So that's my outlook. It's your boy Harlem and my program is still up and running. I'm taking bookings and I'm taking inquiries. So you can book your spot or secure your spot for that 1 week or that month mentorship so we can put in work and be consistent. That's all I got, man.